Alrighty guys, how's it going? Nurbo here. Hope everyone's having a good day. Blue, how you doing, man? It's a rave mode, huh? You partying today? How you doing? Got the dance emote, that's nice. Shampoo Womble. That is a very Wombly's emote. Alright, we are gonna do news and trailers. We should have enough time before everyone meets up in Destiny 2 for a raid. I was hoping to get on 20 minutes earlier, but got unfortunately that didn't go as planned with the baby. So let's see if we can make the best of our time here before the meetup in 40 minutes and get through all this stuff. So I'm gonna jump right in. First thing in the news, according to Steam DB, 18,949 new games were released on Steam this year, beating last year's 14,310 games by quite a margin. That's impressive. I know that a lot of that is basically trash games, like quick one dev. Oh, thank you, Zombie. 11 months. Appreciate the support as always. A lot of those games are probably like zombie survival type games. You know what I mean? Like quick one dev. Probably not as good as Zombie Survivors and just trash games in general. But still, it's an impressive margin. Only 3,973 were popular enough to be rolled into Steam profile features, allowing them to offer collectible trading cards, emojis, and other customization items. In essence, only 3,973 managed to get noticed by players for Valve to allow them to access the extended features, which is likely over 20% of all games released in 2024 on the platform. The good news is that figure has been rising every year too, so the audience capacity for new titles is growing, if only slightly. So basically, not only did we get a much more larger amount of games released this year, we also increased the overall number of noticed games, I should say. So that's good. That's good. That essentially accounts to more players, I guess, because like with every year we have a new generation joining the gaming market, essentially, right? So that's cool. Next up in the news, Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley, as of December 2024, Stardew Valley has sold over 41 million copies across all platforms, with over 26 million copies sold on PC, 7.9 million copies sold on the Nintendo Switch, being its biggest markets. The rest is, everywhere else. I believe even on mobile, it's on mobile, last time I checked. So, impressive. Very, very impressive. That guy has literally made out like a bandit. The funny thing is, like, he could have just stopped when he made his first couple of million, but no, he just kept going and making it better and better and better. That's a full-blown game now. Whew. Back in March, this is going to be some interesting news here. Back in March, Russian President Vladimir Putin called on the government to create Russian stationary and portable game consoles, along with operating system and cloud-based game delivery systems for the machines. With Russia heavily sanctioned, which has been happening since, the start of the war, everyone kind of pulled out to try to make Russia be like, okay, maybe we should stop. The whole world is against us. But that did not work out. So now Russia's been trying to do a lot of in-house stuff, and this is a perfect example right here. Russia heavily sanctioned and looking to promote its own products. One of its in-development consoles is powered by the Elbrus processor. Elbrus processor performance can't match high-end CPUs from Intel, AMD, and ARM, but they are adequate for enterprise and government work. The CPUs entirely aren't going to power a console that can compete with the PS5 or Xbox Series. The consoles will also use a domestic OS, though it's still undecided whether it will be Aurora or Alt Linux. The Russian government admits that this device isn't going to be on the same level as current gen machines. Gorlikin said that the Russian consoles aren't being designed only to play ports of hundreds of old. Gorlikin said that the Russian consoles aren't being designed only to play ports of hundreds of old games, less demanding games. He added that they should primarily serve the purpose of promoting the popularization of domestic video game products. So essentially, what I think is happening here is they're creating their own market of gaming. There's always been games made in Russia, but it seems like they're doing a lot of in-house stuff there. So like they're literally creating a system, a CPU, an OS, and games all in-house. Literally all Russian through and through. I don't know if we've had a system like that since the Nintendo. To be honest, because like when you really look at it, a lot of PlayStation products and a lot of like Xbox products, even PC products, a lot of those parts come from other countries. So yeah, interesting. It's an interesting thought. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just putting it out there. It's an interesting thought, but like I don't think they really have much choice there because I imagine trying to get like a PlayStation 5 must be very difficult in Russia right now and probably super expensive. Next up, wonder what it's gonna be like. I'm curious too. I want to see what, like I want to see what level they hit. Like, do they hit like they already said it's not gonna be current gen. So are they gonna hit like PlayStation 3 levels? Is it gonna be like Nintendo Switch right now? Are we gonna have are they gonna have a 720p console? Ty, thank you for the raid. Welcome Barry from Ty's channel. We are doing news and trailers right now, so stick around. I'm trying to get through all this so that we are good for our raid later on. Destiny 2 raid, that is. So, yeah. With that going on, let's continue on. We have Assassin's Creed Origins is currently being bombed with negative reviews because of Microsoft's 24H2 Windows 11 update, which has bricked the game for a lot of people. Black screens, crashes, and freezes are still no fixes yet. The only current fix is to revert back to version 23H2. So if you're on Windows 11 and you run into a problem, because it's not just this game, this is happening on several other games, runs a problem for some reason that you're getting these issues, and you're on the 24H2, maybe revert the update back to 23H2. It's happening to a lot of games, not just that. It does seem to be happening mostly to Ubisoft games, which is the odd thing. It makes me glad I'm still on Windows 10. And yeah. If you're on Windows 11, just keep that in mind. Indiana Jones defeated. You finished it already? Wow. So does that mean you're going to play Lies of P? Oh no, did I not save it? Oh no, whoops, I skipped. PlayStation Plus monthly games for January 2025. Try to say that real fast. All playable as of January 7th. You have, I don't know why you would want to, but you have Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. You have Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. That's on PS4, by the way, and Suicide Squad's on PS5. Stanley Parable on Ultra Deluxe version on both PS4 and 5. And then you have all three of these games as well. That will be... Okay, these will be available till February 3rd. From January 7th to February 3rd. You have It Takes Two, great game. Alien, Dark Descent, haven't played it, but I do want to. And Temtem, which I have not touched ever. But it's basically Pokemon. Might be your thing. Last chance to download until January 6th. Wait, what? It's saying that these are for... Oh, it's talking about these three games. I see. So there's just three games, and these three games are going to be coming in. Okay, that's a little confusing the way that they worded this. I feel like this picture should be down here, but that's fine. That's a little confusing how they did that. Nice job, PlayStation. So yeah, the three games I just mentioned, It Takes Two, Alien, Dark Descent, Temtem will be going away as of January 6th. Make sure you download it. And the other 3 games I mentioned will be there till February 3rd. Yeah. So it says, guy, best game. Yeah, right. Hi, Biggie. It seems everyone is a little gassy today. What's up, Cooch? How you doing? Must be going around. Did you all have Chinese today? Is that what's going on here? Everyone just all together voted on Chinese? Or Taco Bell? I don't know. Pick your poison there. An article about a new spaceship they're launching soon. NASA launching
I've been waiting for this.
in E10.
For myself, yeah.
I don't think
Cool,
you guys walk
I
away
guess.
from this.
You just make sure people know
I actually
what
know
happened
nothing
today.
about the space program, so that's kind of cool, I guess. Gray Zone Warfare. You probably should eat, Biggie. You know, help keep your strength up, get over that cold. Have you heard of an E10? No. Eat these nuts. God damn it, Blue. He freaking got me. Oh, man. Gray Zone Warfare, the realistic tactical shooter with extraction elements, continues to turn heads since entering early access in April 2024. Since being released in early access, Gray Zone Warfare has maintained a steady course with developer Madfinger Games, working to polish the product and push out a major update. Night Ops was the title of this major update. Recently, the team confirmed that the game has sold 1 million copies, and a further 500,000 edition upgrades have been secured. Good for them. They're doing well. They're capitalizing heavily on the Tarkov people, kind of screwing their shit up. But good for them. Good for them, because Tarkov kind of did something really, really bad that showed that they didn't really appreciate their fan base. And yeah, that's what you get. Our last bit of news over here is Atari has teased on X and Twitter its own handheld device called the Game Station Go. Yeah, I'll make this super big so you guys can see it. It's an interesting looking device, to say the least. Edge stream this guy. Someone almost gonna be playing Sea of Thieves, but do AC6 kick. Do it. Why not? Are you downloading Sea of Thieves, Blue? Nice. Have fun with that, man. This music slaps harder than a MILF in telenovela. Jeez. It is a weird looking device just because of 2 factors. There's no joystick on the right side, and there's a number pad. I'm very curious where they're going with this. Just saying. It's a weird looking thing. It's why the number. It's in the comments too. I saw that in the comments too. It's like, why the number pad? Why does it have a phone keypad? Why the keypad? Nobody doing Excel files. Like, everyone is asking that question. Like, hey, whatever, man. There's might be reason for that. We'll see. It is most definitely a weird design choice. We'll see how it works out. We don't have anything. That's just literally teaser. We don't have any specs or anything on it. We don't know what's going on there. So, yeah. No specs, no nothing. Just a teaser. That's all they put out. They haven't put out any articles. No one has gotten their hands on it yet. That's all we've gotten so far. Okay, I have D2 ready for you to carry me in. What do you mean you have D2? You bought Final Shape? Because you've always had Destiny 2. I'm into the keypad. What are you gonna do with the keypad? I actually am curious now. You've actually figured out a way to use that keypad? Did you hear about Norway? I don't want to hear it, Gooch. It's probably a these nuts joke, isn't it? You should get this suit. You should get the suit in the black. No, we can't do that. Can't do that. It's gonna look like it won't stand out. It won't pop. I need the suit to pop, man. My fur's already black. Who cares? More buttons. Okay. No way. These nuts fit in your mouth. Whatever. I'll give you it. I knew that was coming though. You can program that shit. I mean, I imagine you can. I'm just curious why not a second joystick. I would think a second joystick would make more sense, but hey, I'm only a streaming gamer cat. What do I know? Moving on, we have our first trailer of the day. Here's a game called Lost Soul Aside. You look like you have ligament. I've heard that one before too. Ligament soul. I see you using the Beyond gaming. I guess, but it's a gaming handheld. I would think that would be its first primary use, but I mean, okay. Look like Morgana from Persona. No. Morgana looks like me, Chad. It's the other way around. You got that mixed up. Never stop falling for these nut jokes. I'm not falling for both of them, but for these nuts in your mouth. I know that one too. That's not a new one. I'll give you guys the thingies though. Did it just jump into another? Why is autoplay on? Autoplay should be off. The hell? Alright, next up, we have another game. A mech-ish kind of game. Here's a game called The Forever Winter. Gunhead Online, I think, is actually the full title, to be clear. I may be getting a PS5 soon. Ooh, really? Are you gonna go big? Are you gonna go big with the PS5 Pro? I'm just gonna drop the big schlong PS5 Pro. I'm just gonna do that. Autoplay said it is. I really dislike it. Why everything is on PC? It's ironic that you're saying that, Chad, considering you play most games on the PS5. Just say. Positive real. This looks. I will say this. There's only 3, and I say 3, but it's really 2. 3 consoles you probably ever need, and you could literally play anything that comes out. And that's a Switch, a PS5, and a PC. The Xbox is literally the most useless console, to the point that they're even giving up and putting all their games on every platform that can support Game Pass. But yeah, and I say 3, but it's really 2 because it depends if you even care for Nintendo games. If you don't care for the Nintendo Zeldas and Marios, then it's really 2 consoles you really need. Arguably though, Nintendo consoles are really cheap usually. I can't imagine that the Switch 2 or Super Nintendo Switch, or I don't know, whatever crazy name they come up for that, is going to cost $700 like the PS Pro. I really doubt that. I imagine it's going to be like a $450, maybe $500 console. Yeah, 400 I feel like is the more realistic number. It's flipping sick. It looks pretty cool. It looks super indie, but it looks cool. You know it's true, Chad. It's a good Souls-like. Oh, I think it's more of like a Killzone type game now. I mean, they're not making Killzone games, so have at it, I guess. But if you have all three, ask for a friend. I mean, then you're good. You're good until the next console comes out, I guess. If you have all three, you should probably work on fixing your internet. The Australian Armored Core mix. It reminds me more of Killzone with mechs. That's all. That's what it reminds me more of, I feel like. This man is on Amazon. Is on Amazon. Waiting for really kids to play it. I mean, I have it. They're not this game is support for the games. What if? Okay, what if? I'm not gonna get Switch 2 yet. They did say everything on the Switch is gonna be on Switch 2. So, like, it would be just more of an upgrade. Because they did not say, nor did they clarify, if new games for the Switch 2 will be on the Switch. Which is possible that it won't. So, I don't know. I doubt they'll make that leap right away, though. I doubt it. Next up is a game called Abyssus. Weird name for a game, but hey, it's called Abyssus. This won't that right for TV cat. No. Zamada. What do you mean Zamada? What is Zamada with you? Oh god. Listen, your name is Nova, don't talk. What do you mean? This is all I do on my channel. Boomer shooter. I wouldn't call this a boomer shooter. This is like Doom. Yeah, I would not call this a boomer shooter. Boomer shooter is like old school retro Doom. That's a boomer shooter. This is like 2016. Boom, friggin' Doom, you know, like, this is like new Doom. Doom Eternals. Doom is a boomer shooter. The old Dooms are a boomer shooter, not the new Dooms. The old Dooms didn't have verticality. Boomer shooter refers to like the like aiming up and down the sights. It was like just straight shooter. You didn't have like 2 analog sticks for the boomer shooters. Yeah, no, you can't call the new Dooms boomer shooters. I'm sorry, you can't do that. They are not boomer shooters, not those newer ones. We got an update here, and this is for Pal World. Still churning out those updates, even in the middle of a lawsuit. Good for them. Looter shooter? I don't think Doom is a looter shooter. For one, I don't think you get loot. Pretty sure the only thing that gets dropped is health, ammo, and some other resource. I forget what it is. But you don't get any weapons or armor or anything like that, which would be a looter shooter. Or resource for crafting, I should say. That's usually what a looter shooter is. Doom, if you're trying to categorize Doom, what Doom is the newer Dooms, for example, games like that, they're more like arena shooters. Because even in a PvE aspect, every single area in those games is an arena, a closed arena that you basically have a gauntlet against. They're basically arena shooters on a PvE aspect as well. Bell World's great. Join my server. I couldn't get into it too hard. I'll be honest with you. I played for a little while and then like I fell off so hard. So hard, Biggie. Blame Jack. Next trailer is an interesting looking game. Reminds me of Sackboy, like, a lot. It was restitched. I was gonna say restricted. Restitched. You haven't played with me there. I haven't played with like anyone. I have such a full schedule and too many people I want to play. I wish I was a full-time streamer so I can make time for everybody. I really wish. You have no idea. The amount of things I want to do, the amount of ideas I have. I want to create a podcast and everything. Like, so many things I want to do, but there's just no time. It's too hard to do it like in a part-time facility and do everything. So like, I'm trying to get to everyone little by little. Right now, I have Destiny, and I have the Racing League, and then the occasional fluffing around on other things like Helldivers and whatnot, and other things that get mixed in every now and then, like Trine. I have Trine to go through as well. there's a couple of things. There's a good amount of things. I try to squeeze everybody in here and there, but like it's hard for me to commit to like anything. I'm hyped for the race, by the way. I've been somewhat practicing. I don't know how much that's going to help me though, because I've been doing career mode in F2, and I know F1s are a lot faster. But I think I've gotten the turning a little bit more down. We'll see how that goes. That game has a hard learning curve. It has a really hard learning curve, because it doesn't play like your other games. And I know you're going to say, oh, because it's simulation, but it's not just because it's a simulation, because like the other ones are also somewhat of a simulation. It's just that like Formula 1 cars don't move and turn like other cars. You can't get in a Formula 1 car and just drive it the same way that you would drive your Honda Accord. Like, I hate to break it to you. and that's where the hard learning curve is. It's like my brain wants to go this way, but it's not like that. And then the other thing is that game pisses me off sometimes. The AI in that game is like not great, but it's okay. It's something I can easily like forgive. But don't ban zombie. I will hunt you down. They my friends in Nurbothecat. Cooge is a menace. You have no idea. Have you ever played Helldivers with Cooge, by the way? He's a freaking menace. He's almost as bad as Ty. Like, he is a menace. The next game is a game called... I kid you not. It's called Modulus Factory Automation. Modulus!
I'm working on a problem.
You shut it.
I never think about beauty.
Ditto!
I think only how to solve.
That's a good nice emote. Is that part of Twitch? Oh, that's your emote. How have I not noticed that before? Why does that not get used more often? And you have different colors. Oh my god. That's great.
But when I have finished, if the solution is not beautiful...
By the way, for you Factorio lovers, Black Type, this is probably a game for you. Like, yeah. You might be into this. Just saying. If you like long assembly lines, you might be into this. And what's this last one? Ah, all right. I forgot. They're bringing these back. I did actually report on this earlier. So this company is starting to bring the Legend of Heroes franchise here. Neil Falcon, I believe is how you say it. And they are remaking the first game, the first ever game, so that like players have a place to kind of start and get into it, because the first game is like almost 20 years old and really dated. So here you go, 2025, this is coming out. Neo, what? Well, you probably recognize them as Falcom because that's. Thank you for that. You probably know them as Falcom if you. I'm sure you've seen this symbol on some other like Weeby games, Falcom. But the full name of the company is NIHON, Neon Falcon. Is the full name of that company. But you've probably seen that somewhere. It just for some reason doesn't show the full name. I don't know why. I have seen it. Yeah, I'm sure you have, because like they do a lot of, they publish a lot of like I guess you could say Weeby games is probably the best way to explain.
Блучиферт в сайз. Юса дингуит фриен суичинте арнурбетал кавериу. Танк яу.
What? What'd you say? We can't hear Nurbo talk over you. Huh? What do you mean you can't hear me? What the hell are you talking about? Does this have waifus? I mean, it's Legend of Heroes. Do you not see this background image? It's practically a waifu collector. It's just not a waifu collector. It's an actual JRPG. So yeah, we can play Helldivers soon. That's fun. I always like a little bit of Helldivers every now and then. And believe it or not, guys, that's it. Like, I've somehow caught up on everything. That's all the news. That's all the trailers and backlog that we've had for like the last 2 weeks. Finally caught up on all of it. This week was super dry on trailers. There was like 0 trailers. I think the one trailer was that Legend of Heroes one, and that's it. There was like no new trailers this week, which kind of makes sense because it's like the first week of January. You know, January is usually the slow month. It's the backlog catching up month. I do know there's a couple of releases coming though this January. Let's look at the schedule real quick here, since we got a little bit of time here. For January, we have the Wise Memory. That's another one of those Wii games. Gears and Goo, never heard of that one. Human Within, also never heard of that one. Which kind of makes sense because apparently those are VR games. Freedom Wars Remastered, never got into that. Maybe one of you guys have. Aloft, Assetto Corsair Evo, which is that racing car game that has never really been as popular as Forza or Gran Turismo. Donkey Kong Country returns for the Switch people. Mortal Regast Rage, never heard of that one. Dynasty Warrior Origins, which I imagine is going to be a big release. Tales of Grace F Remastered. That's the new... No, that's a remastered. Yeah, that's one of the Tales games I've never heard of. I think that one was probably on a portable game, like PSP. And then they now bring it to a PS5, Switch, Xbox, and all that stuff. Dark Side of Celsalon, never heard of that one. Ender Mongolia, Bloom of the Mist, never heard of that one. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth going to PC. Star Wars Episode 1, Jedi Power Battles. Which, isn't that kind of like a mobile game? Am I mistaken here? What the hell is that? Oh no, this is an old game on the Dreamcast. Dreamcast and like, was that PlayStation 2? Interesting. That is an interesting one. Snow, how you doing? Cinderwell, Echo of Ada, never heard of that. Guilty Gear Strife, going to Switch finally. After I don't know how many years of that game being out. Quiznier, Marvel Spider-Man 2 coming to PC. Phantom Brave, The Lost Hero. Super Elite Resistance, I imagine is going to be a pretty... Well, that's always been a niche series, but that's probably going to be a pretty nice release. I want to make one more comment here. It's ironic that PlayStation, if you didn't know, although I reported this a long time ago, but I imagine you guys don't watch every episode. PlayStation has two CEOs. One for hardware, one for software. It's ironic how the software one said that from going forward, they're not going to port sequels to... those Taco Bell beans are hitting hard. They're not going to port sequels to PC because they want to try to get the PC players to buy a PlayStation 5 to play the sequels. He literally said this in an interview, like, on his first week of being CEO. It's ironic how today, it's now half a year later, because he started around the middle of the year, we're still getting Spider-Man 2 and Final Fantasy Rebirth. I find that very funny. So I'm curious if somebody went to him and was like, no, you can't do that. We're making too much money off the PC players. Or if maybe his plan hasn't kicked into action yet. I don't know. I just don't know. Yes, I will accept the stream together with Zombie since we will be raiding together. Where did that open? Okay. I accepted it, but I don't see it. Well, anyway, that being said, we do have some friendos to join. So that's it for news and trailer time. Let's jump into some Destiny 2 and kick stuff off.